All right, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about how to grow on Instagram as a photographer in 2024. Yes, it's still possible. It's definitely difficult, but there are some things you can do to increase your engagement rate and potentially gain some more followers quite quickly. So we're going to be going over those things today. So grab a coffee, sit down, and let's get started. Tip number one today is going to be using Instagram Reels. I know you don't want to hear it, but you have to do it. To compete with apps like TikTok and YouTube Shorts, Instagram is really pushing Reels in their algorithm. The engagement rate on Reels compared to photos these days is way higher. And unfortunately, you just have to get on board with using it if you want to grow. You don't always have to create these high quality cinematic videos, especially if you're a photographer, not a videographer like myself. It's hard to find these types of high quality videos to post on a consistent basis. But one thing you can do using your Reels is you can do before and afters of your edits. You can do photography tips and tricks. You can do behind the scenes of your photography. So just holding your phone and filming and showing where you're taking these photos. You can find many ways to use Reels to your advantage. And I highly suggest you just sprinkle them into your feed. You don't have to only post Reels. I suggest you still post photos, but just do a couple throughout your grid and incorporate them into your posting. And I guarantee you'll see some increases in engagement. Another thing I suggest you do is posting carousels on Instagram. So a carousel on Instagram is when you can post multiple photos in a single post. You can post up to 10. And I suggest you do this because instead of just somebody scrolling on their feed, seeing your photo for a couple of seconds, maybe liking or commenting and leaving, they're gonna have to scroll through all the photos. They're gonna take some time to look at each and every single one. And that actually, to Instagram's algorithm, means that your post is more interesting because they're spending more time before scrolling away. One thing I really like to do with carousel posts is to post a highlight of my photography. So let's just say, for example, sunset photography. I'll post 5 or 10 sunsets and I'll say, these are my top 10 sunset photos I've ever taken. Comment below which one is your favorite. And now people are gonna scroll through each and every photo. They're gonna comment, say which one is their favorite. You can reply to that comment and ask them why it's their favorite. What do they like about it? That's increasing your engagement, and that post, I guarantee you, will do a little bit better, typically, than a single post. The next tip I have for you is to use trending audios, especially in your Reels, but also on your photo posts. So on Instagram, you can see which audio is trending. And this is the audio that a lot of people are using that's getting very popular. A lot of popular Reels or posts are using this audio. So it's going to be more likely that your photo will be seen and the algorithm will kind of prioritize your photo if it's a trending audio. I suggest you use these. You can see which audios are trending by going on Instagram. It says there's a list of ones that are trending and the rank they're in. I know you don't always want to use the most popular audios for your Reels. I suggest you try it. I guarantee you if you use trending audios, the likelihood of your post going viral or being seen by a little bit more people will increase. So use trending audios. Also, not only in your Reels, but use them in your photos. Now you can post photos and have a background audio track while people are staring at the photos. Essentially, people's attention span is just lowering with the internet and all the short videos we have these days. So just a blank photo with no audio sometimes isn't enough to grasp people's attention. So if you have a small audio track behind your photo, something that fits, if it's a nature photo, have some nice calm beats or some nature sounds behind, but that will just kind of increase the interactive aspect of the photo and kind of encourage people who are scrolling and seeing that to engage a little bit or to spend a little bit more time admiring the photo, which will increase the likelihood of them engaging with the content. Moving on to the next tip, it's going to be engaging with other users on Instagram. If you just post a photo, maybe like one person's content on your feed and then leave the app and come back a day later, you're not going to have a lot of engagement. You should constantly be answering all the comments that people post on your photos, scrolling through your feed, liking and commenting on others' things, messaging people, sending videos or photos to some of your followers or to the people that you talk to, sharing other people's work. You should be going through the Discover tab and just checking out things you like. If you like landscape photography or wildlife photography, there will be a lot of that stuff in there. Scroll through it, comment, network, check the comments, ask people what kind of camera they use, what kind of things they like to shoot, where the photo was taken, the story behind the photo. They're gonna then reply to you. You can reply back to that comment. All of this engagement is increasing the amount of people that are seeing your profile, and through Instagram's algorithm, honestly, it's gonna be pushing your profile a little bit more because it's seen as someone who's active, someone who wants to kind of engage with others and create conversation, and that's gonna help you out. Guaranteed you're gonna get a lot more followers, a lot more likes, a lot more comments. Your posts are gonna be pushed. Definitely worth trying out. Be active, be yourself, talk to people, and have fun in the community and just enjoy other people's work that's on Instagram. I finished my coffee. All right, the next tip is going to be to plan your Instagram grid. I actually plan on making an entire video about this one tip, but I'll kind of briefly summarize what I'm talking about. If you just start posting random photos, the color coordination on your posts, on your grid itself is going to be really off. It's going to look very messy and it's not going to look very professional. To have a professional grid, you want to have everything looking very pretty. Once someone goes to your profile, you have like a few seconds to make a good first impression, to make them want to follow you. If you have all these random posts and they're messy and they're blurry, it's not going to be very good. If you plan your grid in advance, so you know which photos you're going to post when, it could just be a few days in advance, your next 3 posts will be planned. It helps you to kind of coordinate and not have your grid too messy and too disorganized, but to rather have a kind of overall theme, similar colors, similar aspects. You're not posting a car and then some trees and then a light bulb and then all these random things that kind of don't go together. If you have some type of organization and flow throughout your profile, throughout the photos you've been posting, it's definitely going to make you look more professional. It's going to make you look like you care. It's going to be a lot cleaner. People will be a lot more interested in following you because of how aesthetic your profile looks. All right, so the last tip I'm going to give today is to post consistently. If you just post once a week, once every couple of weeks, once a month, you're not going to get a lot of traction on Instagram. It's just the way it is. You have to be posting consistently. If you can, at least a few times a week, I would say ideally 5 to 7 times a week you should post. I also suggest you maybe plan your content in advance. You can schedule a post on Instagram. So take a few minutes the night before, schedule your post for a couple days. I also suggest you post your stories consistently. Every time you post a new Instagram story, it's gonna pop back to the front of the line and people are gonna view you again. Your profile is gonna be remembered. They're gonna remember your name. They're gonna check your story, maybe check your other content. The more active you are, within reason, don't post 10 times a day, but the more active you are, the more engagement you're gonna get, the more you're gonna be seen on people's feeds. They're gonna remember you, they're gonna start commenting more, they're gonna like your stuff, go through your profile. That's just how the algorithm works. You have to post consistently. So I definitely would recommend doing so. Okay, those were my tips to grow on Instagram as a photographer in 2024. A lot of people have been saying Instagram is dead for photography. I disagree. It's definitely changed a lot, but there is still ways to get a lot of engagement and grow a large following across Instagram as a photographer. Hopefully these tips that I give you will help you do so. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I got a ton of videos and shorts coming out in the coming weeks. I just gotta edit them all, I gotta try and find the time. But there is a lot of content coming. I know you're gonna love it, so stay tuned for that. Also, send me a message on Instagram @thesneakylens or drop a comment if there's any other videos you'd like me to make, any questions you have. I would love to help in any way I can. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you have a great night. Peace.